40 years in canneries, also a native of California. She worked 40 years to provide for 3 children as a single parent. My mother made it possible for me to graduate from college. First graduate from college within our family. I graduated from San Francisco State, went on, majored in English and sociology, and decided to go to school further because of the fact that I didn't want to go to Vietnam. There was no opportunity for me there. I had my 2S deferment, and plus I applied to a program called a Teacher Corps program here in Sacramento at this university. And I went on to graduate or go on to apply for a program called the Teacher Corps program, a 2-year master's and a 1-year teacher's credential. So they lost the project to USC, and I was fortunate enough, when they lost the project to USC, I graduated from USC with a master's in education with the emphasis on special ed and a multi-subject credential, Fisher Lifetime Credential. I have 2 children. My oldest is Down syndrome. My second one is like me, gets in trouble, gets out of trouble, very active, very articulate, very vocal what he wants in life. He's now down in Southern California attending school and working part-time. I have been a long time volunteer or activist, or social activist, political activist in my community since high school. I would actually say since elementary. I, as a parent, was volunteered as a member of the PTA. I was asked to serve on the school site council because of my oldest son who was Down syndrome. So yes, I said yes, I definitely would like to do that. And also, I was also the district-wide representative for the Special Ed Council for the Elk Grove Unified School District. I learned a lot as a parent and also sitting on those boards. If you don't have parents on those boards, you don't have representation or money is going to the school where your kids are at. So I continued working on different school boards since my kids were from kindergarten to 12th grade. I sat on middle schools at Rudder and also at Florin High School. Oh, by the way, the area 1, the feeder schools are Anna Church Creator Elementary, Rudder Junior High, Calvine High School, and Florin High School. Very high poverty area. A lot of our students are non-English speaking, limited English speaking students, have single parent family situations. I'm running because I care about our youth. I want to be the voice for them and you, the concerned citizens. If elected, my priorities will be to address issues that we care about most: keeping our kids safe, protecting our school programs, that's also after-school programs, reducing dropout rates, and putting more resources in the classroom. I know what it takes to be a trustee or board member of a school district. I worked inside the classroom, outside the classrooms. I worked with the community organizations helping school districts with dropout rates. For instance, when Manny Hernandez here was a board member of the Sacramento Unified School District, Kennedy High School had one of the biggest high school dropout rates for Latinos. So it just so happened that a good close friend of mine's son went to that school, and he came to home and told us this: "Hey Dad, Theo, there's a lot of Latinos, Chicanos, Mexicanos dropping out. What can we do?" What can we do? We went into the school and started a dropout program. You know, for each kid, 7,500 is lost per student. We told those administrators, give us 500 per student, and we set up a dropout prevention program. It was the best program in this state. It's a model program. We did that. Those kids graduate. Some of them are professional people working for the state of California, teachers, and doing the same thing I've done all my life, helping students. Thank you.
We do have time for a couple questions for Mr. Perez.
Okay. Yes. Yes, sir.
Waiting for the mic here, just 1 second.
with the exception of your school activities and activities in and around education, what have you done in the community that the Hispanics can relate to in either Elk Grove or Sacramento?
Elk Grove, Sacramento. Well, I've been involved with many associations here in Sacramento. When I graduated here in Sacramento, I stood here in Sacramento. One of my first jobs was working with a nonprofit community organization called Sarah's Jobs for Progress. It was a vocational educational program for juniors and seniors, high school students, introduced them to the world of work at Burbank High School. That was one of the best programs I liked regarding vocational education. The second year, or prior to that, I worked for La Familia Counseling Center. I helped start the first gang prevention project here in California. And also set up summer youth programs for kids that were trying to deal with their achievement gap. And dealing with that, we had youth that were 14 and 15 hard to place in the summer youth program. So I developed a summer remedial reading and writing and program for those youth. They got paid approximately $65 per month or week, and they had classroom training from 8 to 12, and they upped their reading and writing and arithmetic skills in that type of settings. Like I said, I'm a political activist, a social activist. I've been here working with El Concilio way back then, working with fellow members of the community. I branched off dealing with state issues. I'm a president or chair of Chicano Latino Caucus dealing with political issues. I'm also a member of California Chicano Latino School Board Association, which, point of information, every 2 years, we elect 200 plus school board members in the state of California. And when we have school board members on the boards, that money comes back in our community, and we bring change within our communities. Not only educationally, socially, and politically. We empower our gente in our communities. And that's my focus. I always thought when you have good education, you empower people. Like the old saying, when you teach a family member or a member of family how to fish, you feed the whole family like that. Or the other famous word, it takes a village or a community to educate a child. So that's what I'm about. I like to involve with the communities. That's my life. I don't consider it work.
We have time for one more.
Okay.
Oh, could I have 2 questions asked?
Yes.
Okay.
Squeeze it in.
First question. Are there any Latinos or Latinas serving on the Elk Grove School Board right now?
The history of the school board of Elk Grove community, period, no. I'm also a board member of the Flooring Resource Conservation District, who manages Elk Grove Water Services. I've been doing this 12 years, waiting for the retiree, Lug, who was a past, presently he'll be retiring pretty soon.
So if elected, you'll be the first Latino in several or ever?
Yes, I will be the first one, yes.
Gotcha, okay, that's question 1. Number 2, do you support either or both of the propositions to gain more revenue for, propositions 30 and 38, to gain more revenue for schools?
You know what? I support anything that results in our children getting monies on the table in the classroom. I support things like that.
Yes. So to clarify, do you support propositions 30 and 38?
Okay. I'm a Democrat. I represent the 10th AD. I have to go by the party guidelines. I support Proposition 30 and no on 38, with this exception. I've been studying all kinds of school districts through California, and Sacramento Unified School District is one of them. They support Proposition 38 and 30. So that is a dilemma for me.
Okay.
That is a big dilemma, but the bottom line, we need more. We have to stop disinvesting in our children and invest in our children. You got to get that in mind.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.
Next on our agenda is Mr. Steve Lai. I don't see him out here though. I wanted to give him one more chance if he's here to speak. I'm sorry?
Steve Lee,
Lee, excuse me.
but I don't see him either, so.
Well, we're going to move on then. And we will be going to incumbent Al Roulette. This is of the Area 7, I should mention.
Good afternoon. I am the incumbent. My name is Al Roulette, and I am representing Area 7, which is the eastern portion of the Elk Grove Unified School District. Extends out to the Rancho Murrieta area. I want to begin with a bit of an ecumenical beginning, if I may, and that beginning would be something that I'm sure all of you have heard before, and that's the phrase of my hero in life. I paraphrase, and he said that faith without works is dead. I say that because when my parents gave birth to me in an eastern part of Texas, they understood then, back in the 50s, that living a life in Texas was not what they wanted for their son. And they migrated from Texas to the Midwest so that I could have an opportunity to achieve goals, hopes, dreams, and aspirations that they had for their children. And that the only way that I would be able to do that was through this wonderful vehicle called public education. My parents were advocates of public education. They told me, son, believe in God and go to school, and you will do well. I want to tell you today, they were right. I believe in God, I went to school, and I have done well. I did well because my parents said, and my teachers said, study. And I did. When I was in the Midwest, I studied and was blessed to be able to go to college. I got my bachelor's degree from Kansas. I then moved to California.